Archaeological research would confirm rather than contradict the literal truth of Scripture. The École Biblique et Archaeologique franchise de Jerusalem, which subsequently came to dominate Dead Sea Scroll scholarship, was rooted in the first generation of modernism, before the church realized how close it had come to subverting itself. It originated in 1882 when a French Dominican monk on pilgrimage in Jerusalem resolved to establish a Dominican house there, consisting of a church and a monastery. He chose a site on the Nablus Road, where excavations had revealed the remains of an earlier church. According to tradition, it was precisely here that Saint Stephen, supposedly the first Christian martyr, had been stoned to death. Rome not only approved the idea, but embellished and expanded it. Pope Leo XIII suggested that a biblical school also be established. This school was founded in 1890 by Father Albert Lagrange and opened in 1892 with living quarters for 15 resident students. The installation was one of a number of institutions created at the time to equip Catholic scholars with the academic expertise necessary to defend their faith against the threat posed by developments in historical and archaeological research. Father Lagrange had been born in 1855. After studying law, he had gained his doctorate in 1878, then entered the seminary of St. Sulpice, the center of modernist studies at the time. In 1879, he had become a Dominican on 6 October 1880. However, under the Third French Republic, all religious orders were banished from France the 25 year. Old Lagrange had accordingly gone to Salamanca in Spain, where he studied Hebrew and taught church history and philosophy. It was at Salamanca that he was ordained a priest on St. Dagobert's Day, 23rd December 1883. In 1888, he was sent to the University of Vienna to study Oriental languages. 2 years later, on 10 March 1890, at the age of 35, he arrived at the fledgling Dominican house of St. Stephen in Jerusalem, and there, on 15 November, established a biblical school. The school was called initially the École Pratique d'Études Bibliques. Lagrange created for it its journal, Revue Biblique, which began publication on 1892 and continues today through this organ as well. Of course, as through the program of studies, he sought to imbue the new institution with an attitude towards historical and archaeological research which can best be summed up in his own words. According to Father Lagrange, the various stages in the religious history of mankind form a recit, a history that is directly and supernaturally guided by God to lead to the ultimate and definitive stage, the messianic age inaugurated by Jesus Christ. The Old Testament was a group of books indicating a register of various stages of an oral tradition that God used and guided in the